Hello, 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 everybody. Let me know if I'm coming through okay. Some little challenging Wi-Fi issues this morning. We're working through them. Let me know if everything is okay. How is everyone doing? Taco Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday. So let's like little pullback overnight, triggering those little double tops. We'll see. Pelosi's going to Taiwan, I guess. VIX is up. VIX is up actually a lot compared to where the market pulled back. Coco thinks it's a healthy pullback. Good morning, Coco. Hey, Patrick. Good morning. Oh boy. So I'll have to see if these comments still going. People's avatars aren't coming through on Ecamm, so we shall see if this keeps working. Good morning, Davey. I need some feedback to let me know how it's coming through, though. Jake with the tacos. Yum, yum, yum. Hey, Josh. Good morning. Buenos dias. Yum. Huevos rancheros. I love huevos rancheros. That's fantastic. Options 22. Waka Waka, good morning. Morning, coming in through clear as a bell. Is like the opening bell. Good morning, Rams of Fall. VIX gapping up big. Yeah, this was big. It is big. We got some volatility, but still, market. I think the market's getting very complacent again. But still, I can only trade the patterns that are there. But I am on the sort of alert level. Morning. Maybe it's alert level yellow. Video looks good. Thank you. Bonjour, George. The China thing is just hot air. Won't believe until I see troops on the ground. Well, we'll just see what they, the little boisters back and forth. We'll see what actually happens. I don't think they'll take, I mean, they're not going to shoot down our plane or anything. That would be like literally instant war. So we shall see, like so many different breakfast burritos. Now I'm hungry. I am hungry. All right, let's get straight to things before I need to stop the live stream and eat something. Actually, I just generally don't eat breakfast, period. So I have coffee. By the way, if you are new here, please consider subscribing, ringing that bell, and hitting the like button. Longer term subscribers, leave some comments and like the videos. All right. Hey, good morning, Connor. So, uh, I didn't even see what Redbook read. Let's just see while we're waiting for that to reload. A little pullback today. Not much that's up besides some aerospace, but maybe that's because our let's see, we have like things like Lockheed Martin. So the war stocks are up. Great. FOMC still favoring. Actually, this is creeping even higher. Just a 25 basis point cut. We are still slight in negative gamma territory if that works or if there's an application error. Let's just see if it comes up. It's been that kind of morning. It's just slight negative. We'll deal with that later. Red Book coming in a little stronger than expected. LMI, which is whatever. Evans is going to be a big thing. Mr. Dovish Evans to see if he says the markets are getting ahead of himself also and reiterates Neil Kashikari's stuff, a jolt. So it's a quiet day overall besides Evans. Quiet day. We had some earnings out this morning. Uber, huge miss on EPS. Revenue stronger than normal, but huge miss on EPS and up big. This is the kind of market we've gone back to. Let's just celebrate mediocrity. We're celebrating mediocrity. Let's all stand around a Ford Focus and clap. All right. So that's what I was checking in on right now. We can take a look and see. Here's Uber real quick, which isn't going to be major market moving. But, I mean, remember, Uber makes no money. That's why they don't have a PDE. A huge, a beat on revenue, but a huge surprise miss on earnings per share. This company's just a money burning machine, but we're up. We're up. What, over 10% pre-market? So that's just, again, we're in the go. Let's celebrate mediocrity. Let's buy the crap. Let's buy the crap. But this will set up for another good short. Remember, it did close below 62.5 and hit the 87.5, so statistically that was really nice. Let's stop focusing on that now. Good morning, Anissa. Love burritos, but here in the UK we have next to zero Mexican food. I have an auntie who's Mexican and love the food. Yeah, we need to bring more Mexican food to. I did not see those. I actually did not see those allegations. You'd have to fill me in. Uh, let's see. Until China may not go to today, what they will. I agree. They will go for Taiwan at some point. Chicken mole, very good. Boy, this is turning into not the market show, the Good Morning food show. Are we going to retest the 404 on the spiders? We shall see. Let's take a look at stuff, though. Let's take a look. So, what was I talking about? This is now, remember, these are slightly lower probability because they're against the daily and the 4-hour rotation zone. You can see already catching, but I'm watching for the follow-through play. Follow-through play on the breakdown again below 485. This is not invalidated. You got to know your invalidation point. So it's triggered, again, slightly lower probability. So when it's that, yeah, it's generally take a little lighter position. Oh boy, it's going to be one of these days, is it not? It is not technically invalidated on a closing basis until about 41.28 or a trade through basis 41.34. Little rebound into the breakdown area right now. Still targets are the same. Just keep in mind if we do catch on that it could turn into more of a distribution top here. 4-hour cycles at the bottom, daily cycles at the top and rolling over, but so far this is not a big move and not actually watching for the return to the daily rotation zone. So that's why I'm really focused on the second and third target on a rollover play. It'll all be really seeing what Evans has to say 30 minutes after the open. To the upside, again, to the upside, I'm just going to be using the double short-term targets. If you want to drag this down more now with this, instead of using the doubles for the stop area on a slightly bigger, if we start breaking really above, you see this little candle support ledge and above about 4107. My major area to watch for another rollover zone is between 4115 and 4123. So, yeah, PTP Breakfast Club. So you guys are making me really hungry today. All right, Nasdaq. We have our upsides and downsides targets. Nasdaq again, slight pullback. There was no double in the Nasdaq. Remember that. So Nasdaq back below, bump down that level just to today's little low price action earlier this morning with the European session. So we start breaking down about 12,826. We have an advanced clear path move. Minor stopping areas 12,660 to about 12,641. Majors back at 12,580. So those are my downside. Cannot get bullish until we really start breaking above about 12,932. But we still have multiple stopping areas up here. And this is, by the way, if anybody asks, is not a head and shoulders top. Above 12,927, 12,988 to 13K, and only above there do I start getting into with this clear path move back to 13,100. And then the next major level, just for people taking notes at home, is about 13.2 with the major harmonic level. The Dow triggering the double and the little bounce back. So remember to use your harmonics for the rollover this morning. If we continue the bounce, the key levels are 32,735 to about 32,787. Now remember, just on this, if you get to close above about 32,787, going to watch for the retest of the high levels. The targets at the downside 32,434. 32,343, 32,266. Remember, this one again, lower probabilities because against the 4-hour rotation zone and against the daily rotation zone, but at least the daily rotation zone, the second and the first and second targets are right there. So keep an eye on that. Let's see. Just looking, there's nothing I need to post there. Russell holding up really well on a rotation back up. Again, that has not triggered this double. It's almost turning into a triple. Let's just see. Because that then invalidates the double. We're in party on mode. So above 1886 turns into a triple. That would be off the table for those levels for the breakdown zone. So really start watching above about 1881 on a closing basis, because then that favors a return to the high prices. Don't have a great pausing area. I'm going to use the short-term harmonics on the Russell, because cycles at the top with the daily and the weekly. So I'm going to bring into the shorter term harmonics. So in a break above 1897, we have 1910 to a major cluster area of the return to the swing high 1919 to 1923. DAX still nice little bar retesting the key support with moving back up. Going to be watching for a break of this little area coming in this breakdown zone about 13,446. Then the gap fill play, then another return. We did not hit the final target yet on the double. And then watching, cycles are getting to the top. So watching, this is where, from a teaching standpoint, when you see this, raise stop, partial profits, hang on for a little more. So this is where I would personally be moving the stop below this low right here with cycles at the top. To then, all right, if it can't eke out a little more to the upside, then it's exit, or you could be a little more aggressive on an intraday breakdown. But on a daily basis, that's where the stop would be. Notes continue their march higher, but little reversal potential. Topping bars just will spike throughout 121.26 harmonic. Now I'm really focused. If we do break below today's low, this 121.17.5, I'm watching for the pullback. So the first little area is this, you have this breakout zone, key close, and the 12.5. So I'm watching about 121. And with the rising rotation zone, so we got a lot of stopping points on the pullback. 121 is my first target, 120.20, and then if we really pull back, I'm coming even in front of the bottom of the rotation zone, because that's going to keep rising. I'm watching the kiss the neckline goodbye about 120.05. But there's nothing to do for me on the bearish side. It's still, because we have a very strong bullish pattern, watching for the pullback plays on this instead of trying to take advantage of any of pullback, because we could get a sharp reversal. Crude, we have a little bottoming pattern here. Which I am keeping an eye on with this. It's actually turned into a triple on the 1 hour, but I'm really watching this 4 hour. That means I need the 4 hour close below about 9. This, and it's sloppier because you don't have the double in the middle. It is sloppier. That's based off the 1 hour, the way it was trading, which turned into a triple. So that's why I need the 4 hour close above 94.76. If there's no 4 hour close, there's no tradey. 95.84, 96.38, 96.92. But if we start breaking below this 92.60, going to watch for this retest this low area, this 90.60 area. Natural gas continues its pullback. There is nothing to do yet. Still watching with the bigger pullback to see if this holds. If this is really, if the 755 area holds. If not, then the next pullback area is $7. And the next pullback area, that 755, is right to the weekly rotation zone. We still have weekly cycles at the top, so we could easily still pull back more in natural gas. Gold continuing to march higher, still watching for that secondary pullback move to watch for a new entry position in there. Dollar index holding this weekly rotation zone right here. Little bounce up. There's only an aggressive buy above yesterday's high on a daily closing basis. And that is aggressive because you have the first cross the rotation zone. But cycles are at the bottom on the daily, and cycles getting closer to the bottom of the weekly. So going to start watching for the secondary reaction going back up. VIX, as we talked about, pretty substantial gap up. The market's not really reacting, still shrugging stuff up, but we start getting acceleration above this 2460 area. My next target is about 2530, and I really start focusing on the bearish. If we break down below 24, 2390, 24, start watching for that gap fill play and back to short-term choppy bullish. Euro still can't get a close back above. Try to break out and reversing and coming back into consolidation. So the euro still can't get a move on. Tried to get something going last night and then the quick reversal. So that's actually with cycles at the top. Gonna start focusing on the pullback on the euro back to the 101.25 area. Bitcoin, again, sitting in the consolidation thing. We start breaking below about this 22.5. Going to watch for the pullback to the bottom of the channel. Let's check in on Tesla, the SPYs and the Qs. Tesla, after that pretty substantial topping bar, still going to watch if for, because we get the Russian gap play. But then the next major support, we're trading 880 pre-market, first level support 865, then 838. For the constant Tesla bulls, it still would be the first target area would be yesterday's high, and then still the 941 to 955. Spiders and Qs. The spiders still, you got that double right at this 4 or 1 hour rotation zone. So it looks like it's going to trigger on the gap open. On any rally, I'd watch for the gap fill. And then again, slightly lower probabilities because against the key rotation zones. But you start getting, especially if you want to get a little more aggressive, you could try to play this with a 15-minute close below there, or definitely the 1 hour close, since it is a 1 hour pattern. And then you have 405, 93, 404, 69, 403, 44. To the upside, if you start breaking above 411.86, it would just be a retest of this 413 area and then back to 414.50. The Qs. The Qs, remember, no double. This is sort of an interesting head and shoulder pattern, but really I cannot get minorly bearish until we get below this 312.60. We're trading just above that. Then the targets are 311.35, then the gap fill. And the gap fill is technically to the close of 309.82 and 309.13. There's still a lot of key support levels on here. Keep that in mind. Yes, on a 4 hour, you do have a clear path, but on that 1 hour, you have a lot of support levels in there into the 4 hour rotation zone. So really, I'm watching for if we do break down, watching for a move into here, then a secondary reaction, then the bigger rollover play, unless, you have Evans say something or you have major stuff with Pelosi. Where do we sit? So I see you guys are just responding back and forth. I don't even need to respond to this. What else do we? Oh, we got to put this up. Ferrari. What did they do? Look, Ferrari beat. It's a good day for Bob. Ferrari beat, but gapping down on the beat. Uber, the cash burning machine, misses, gaps up. Ferrari beats and gaps down. There you go. I don't care either way. It's just sort of fun to check in. All right, everybody. Again, this is very tactical trading mode in my book, where we are. Why? Especially with daily cycles still at the top and rolling over, weekly cycles at the top. It still's got to burn through some key support levels. So it's minorly bearish the next little bit until we form a bigger potential bearish pattern. So minorly bearish until we form a big one, and watching, that didn't sound right, and watching for at least the pullback over the next couple days to the daily rotation zone, unless Evans comes out super dovish and reiterates like maybe the Fed's going to pause, or we're going to completely. If Evans starts with the reassessing data dependent mode, then I will shift to short-term bull, because that will reignite this Fed's going to pivot / pause mode, and we will probably move back up. And the only other thing is we got the Pelosi tracker going on. So those are the real-time events we have to be aware of going into the morning, or going into today. Instead, everybody have a fantastic Taco Tuesday. Apple's selling bonds. They're selling bonds to buy back more stock. Again, that's the market we're in. You're literally selling debt, not to finance new development and everything else. You're selling bonds to buy back your stock. I wish we could get out of these stock buybacks and friggin' make them illegal. Okay, do companies not have anything better? It's just propping up. So you issue options to your senior leadership teams and your C titles, and then they use the money and they issue debt to buy back the stock, which juices the option pay package. Again. But don't get me started with this. Don't get me started. You already did get me started. All right, that's where we sit. That's where we sit. Everyone have a wonderful day. You are welcome, Anissa. So, they're selling bonds. I just told you, Waka Waka. They're selling bonds literally to do more share buybacks. They actually stated they're selling bonds. They're financing money at cheap rates, and their whole thing is to keep buying the shares to reduce the float. So there you go. Again, that's the markets we're in. And with that, I am ending today. Once my mouse starts, we're going to have to use the trackpad. There we go. Talk to everyone after the close unless something major happens. Have a fantastic day trading. You got to be pretty tactile in my book. So if you don't have a good setup, don't chase things without reason. Bye for now.